Dr Chalmers and co blather on, don't they, about the cost of living? Do they have any idea the Treasurer Chalmers is on a salary well over $450,000 a year? Albo's flying around the world. I don't begrudge him that. He is the Prime Minister, but he's on $560,000 before you add in all the perks. Do these people understand what I said last week? The young lady here paying about $560 a week in rent for a one-bedroom apartment gets an email telling her that the rent is going up by $165 a week. She's got no choice but to pay because there are hundreds queuing up to take her place. I'd no sooner digested that than another young lady made contact with me, another email, paying a similar amount, and the rent goes up $200 a week. Does no one in Canberra care? Now, I'm all for making a quid. And let's forget this business about abolishing negative gearing. If negative gearing goes, people will invest their money somewhere else. There'll be fewer houses and fewer apartments built, so the rents will skyrocket. This is not a crisis, this is a catastrophe. And all of this has been worsened by the rate of construction completions during COVID. But we reached the point where landlords don't seem to recognise their responsibility to providing a basic human right, the right to have somewhere safe to live. Most tenants never meet the landlord. They're talking to real estate agents and get their message of extortion via email. As one person said, landlordism has gone wild in this country. And Dominic Perrottet is talking about cashless gambling cards and raising the wall of the Warragamba Dam. These politicians have been so seduced by big salaries, they don't even know where Struggle Street is. The reality is there are tens of thousands of struggle streets in this country. The fact is there are no rentals available. Where do people live? There are hundreds queuing up for one property. The latest rental report earlier this year showed that the supply of available rentals plummeted by 26% over the past year, and the overall tenant pool, those wanting to rent, increased by 25%. So we get the short supply of rentals and heavy tenant demand, so the landlord can jack up the rents by more than $200 a week. On top of this, we're talking now about overseas migration and international students. They've got to live somewhere. Could some of these salary-rich politicians walk in the shoes of a person with no home and no success in finding a rental property? These people then join the rental lottery, only to find at least 50 inspections for the property they seek. The search is excruciating, it's stressful, it's debilitating, and it's demeaning. And then it becomes a bidding war. Politicians would have you believe they understand that cost of living is the biggest issue, while they jack up energy prices, they increase the tolls, they watch as rents go up by hundreds of dollars a week, and then the Reserve Bank sticks up interest rates. People have to fund all of that out of the same wage they were receiving 6 months ago. And to add to the anger of taxpayers, they fund with their taxes outfits like fair trading. Where are they? And anyway, tenants are too terrified to complain in case they get booted out. I repeat, I'm all for landlords. Without them, the crisis would be worse. But landlords must understand in this environment the heartbreak of the people who make their money for them. But while ever governments mouth platitudes, the bloke in Struggle Street is left to whistle. The same bloke whom politicians then have the hide to ask for his vote. Democracy is on the nose. Do we have governments of the people, by the people, for the people? Nowhere.